Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. My name is Ginger Pierce, and I'm one of the travel agents with Marvelous Mouse Travels. We are the agency that runs this Facebook group, along with several others that are focused on different destinations. And we are also voted as best of the best with Sandals and Beaches Resorts. So, welcome to Sundays with MMT. This is a weekly live video series that we do in one of our Facebook groups every Sunday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. And so we're really excited to be in this group tonight to talk to you about beaches resorts and to kind of give you an overview of the options that there are for a beaches vacation. So we have a lot of information that we're going to share with you tonight, but we do want to save some time at the end of the video to take any questions that you might have for us. So feel free if at any point while we're sharing information with you, you do think of a question, you can go ahead and drop that into the comments and we will get to all of those at the end of the video. We are using a platform called StreamYard to go live this evening, and StreamYard may ask you to approve it to post your name, your username, and profile picture. Just know that you can decline that permission and you can still post your comment or your question anonymously, and we'll still be able to interact with you. So I'm joined tonight by a few of our marvelous agents. So, ladies, thank you so much for being here with us tonight. And if you will please just take a minute to share how long you've been with the agency, introduce yourself, and tell everybody the best way for them to contact you if they're interested in planning a vacation.
Hi, I'm Jen McGurn. I am located in central Pennsylvania and I've been with the agency since 2018. And I can be reached at the email address that you see below, jen.mcgurn@marvelousmousetravels.com.
Hi, I am Holly Riley. I'm in Michigan and I've been with the agency since 2017. And the best way to contact me is my email below, holly@marvelousmousetravels.com, or on Facebook at Holly's Mouse Travels.
And again, my name is Ginger. I just celebrated my 3-year anniversary with the agency just a couple of weeks ago. And the best way to get in touch with me is to go to my blog, which is gingermmt.com. So, ladies, it has been a long year of travel restrictions and shelter in place orders and everything else. And so, I know a lot of us in the travel industry have noticed a dramatic increase in the past couple of months of people who are just ready to book that vacation.
Yeah.
We talk, for travel professionals, we have a season called wave season, which is typically from January to like maybe into April, but this is like the wave season that doesn't end because it seems like everybody, is just ready to get out of the house and to do a little bit of traveling again. And I know for a lot of families, that vacation that they've probably been dreaming about for all of this time has been an all-inclusive vacation. And there are so many great family all-inclusive brands out there. So why beaches resorts as opposed to some of those other family all-inclusive options?
I would just say there's so many things to do. All of the all-inclusives have a lot of great activities, but beaches really takes the number of activities available to the next level. I mean, they're super friendly. They have the Sesame Street characters on site at all three beaches resorts, which is unique to beaches. But there's just so much to do. Everything there is just next level.
Yeah, I totally agree. Like, you get what you pay for with beaches. I know the price can look a little overwhelming at first, but it's really all included when you get there, and it is over the top service. So,
Yeah. Well, let's talk a little bit about what comes included in the price. So, what is included? What is your all inclusive for a beaches vacation? Because not all inclusives are created equal, as we know, right?
No, that's true. I mean, some all-inclusives will say that they include water sports, but the level and the number of water sports that beaches includes, I mean, other resorts can't touch it. They do snorkeling and Hobie cats, and when they say snorkeling, I was so until I had gone, I was very used to like cruise snorkeling where you rent the equipment and you find a little area that you walk to and snorkel. No, at beaches, they're taking you out on a boat. They're dropping you out in the middle of the ocean. They explain the whole process to you. Their professionals are there the whole time. So snorkeling at beaches is so at sandals too, but at beaches and sandals, they just really take everything. I keep saying next level already, but it really is. There's so much to do. Glass bottom boat tours and paddle boarding. It's so fun.
Yep, and um, lost my train of thought for a minute. They all have water parks. Those are all included. You're gonna find things like food trucks, the Xbox Lounge, kids clubs. They're autism certified. Um, so everyone on staff is certified with that, and they even have the Sesame Street character that goes along with that.
Yeah.
And don't forget your character breakfast, um, if you wanna check that out. Those are an additional cost, but they're super fun.
Gotcha. So what about gratuities? Are gratuities included or is that extra?
Absolutely. Your gratuities as well as your round trip transfers to and from the airport.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
that's really nice. I mean, when you go, I remember in my very first training, they said if they touch you, it's extra. So if they're not touching you, it's included. You can absolutely go to beaches and never spend a dime over what you paid for that vacation to get there.
Right. But you can do as many extras as you want, right?
You
Like
can kind
spa
of.
services or
I
yeah,
mean,
anything else
you
like that.
you can do the spa, right?
Right. Why
I
would you
did
not?
that last time. Oh my goodness.
Definitely. So let's talk a little bit about the actual resorts themselves because there are three beaches resorts that we're going to kind of give an overview of tonight. So let's start with Ocho Rios. Why choose Beaches Ocho Rios? Like, what is this or who is this the perfect resort for?
So I just got back from Ocho Rios at the end of April. It was a wonderful experience. One of the things that I love, that's our room right there. It was beautiful. One of the things that I really loved about Ocho Rios is that it was very small. It's intimate. We were only there for 5 days, but with by the end of our very first day there, we knew everybody. I mean, we knew all the staff and they knew us. And so it's a very nice, intimate resort if you are looking for something it's not a party resort. Very, very family friendly. I love the water park. We had such a great time there. So I think Ocho Rios is great for people who want a smaller resort, or maybe even for people who are starting out with all inclusive experiences so that you're not completely overwhelmed by how much there is to do.
I think something that, is another good thing to point out about Ocho Rios is it's kind of on that cove beach. So if you like to have your kids run on the beach and stuff, they're not gonna go away down the beach and take off on you. You know where they are, you can see them.
Yeah.
So that's really nice too.
Yeah, definitely. What about Beaches Negril? Who is Beaches Negril the perfect resort for?
I was just there in January. I would say that one's kind of in between the two, kind of, size-wise. Uh, it's really great for everyone. Um, I really liked the water park there. I really liked the main pool there. Um, did the character breakfast. It's there's just something for everybody.
And I would say if the actual, not the ocean, but if the
Mhm.
beach is your focus, if you are big beach people, then Negril's the place to go because it's a 7 mile stretch of a white sand beach. So it is the most popular beaches resort for people who are really big on just wanting to sit on the beach and relax.
Yes, that beach is great. Spent a lot of time
Mhm.
there.
Yeah.
And that is kind of the iconic when you think about an all inclusive, you think about a beautiful beach. I think that Negril is kind of what most of us probably picture, when
Mhm.
we're thinking about just that beautiful stretch of uninterrupted white sand beaches. So let's move over to Turks and Caicos and let's talk about beaches Turks and Caicos. So who is this one the perfect resort for, or what is there to love about this one?
Well, it's the biggest. So much to do. I mean, every beaches resort has plenty to see and do, but this is your largest beaches resort.
Yeah, this one takes it over the top. Um, if you go there, you're probably not gonna go back. It's, like anywhere else, I mean, the saying. Um, it's huge, it's got multiple villages, different spots for everyone. It's got your food trucks, the mac and cheese truck is to die for, gotta check that out if you go there. Um, the water park is
Wow.
huge, phenomenal. They've got the flow rider, the lazy river. It I mean, there's so much I could go on all day about beaches, Turks and Caicos. It's
Yeah.
just amazing.
And I
And
would
let's
say if you're looking at price point, because I did mention that Ocho Rios is a good place to start if you're new to it. It's
Mhm.
also a good place to start if you are on the lower end of a travel budget. They kind of follow that order that we just went in.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah. So Turks and Caicos is gonna be more of that, maybe splurge experience where, Ocho Rios, although still a fantastic property, is gonna be kind
Mhm.
of that more lead-in pricing.
Mhm.
Can we go back for just a second to that sunset picture that we were just like, can
Wow.
we just remark on how gorgeous the sunset is? I mean, that is absolutely phenomenal. Beautiful. I don't know did either one of you take that picture?
I have
No.
one very similar.
Okay, yeah, I mean, that
Yeah.
is absolutely gorgeous. So, if Holly's got a similar one, then we can assume that this is a fairly, common sight that you're gonna have here, and that is just absolutely gorgeous. So, let's move on to probably the hardest question that I'm gonna ask you all night, and that is, which beaches resort is your favorite and why?
I'm gonna have to go with Ocho. We had such a great experience there. My son had a minor incident. It wasn't the end of the world. It didn't ruin our vacation. But I have to tell you, I mean, they were so wonderful to us. The entire staff was checking in on him, was including him in activities when he couldn't get his foot wet for a day. So they were finding things for him to do. We did have to go to the nurse's office, so I had that experience, and they were so wonderful to us. I mean, the staff was amazing across the board, but just to know that they take such care. I mean, they really do care. We didn't pass a single person that didn't ask us how he was and
Oh,
check in on the rest of our stay. So I feel like I owe them. It's Ocho Rios. They're so kind. I love Jamaica so much anyway. Just the people are so kind. So I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed how intimate it was, and
that's
I
awesome.
enjoyed getting to know the people.
That's awesome.
I would probably say mine is Turks and Caicos. Um, just blew me away from the start. S Just something for everyone. The food there is beyond top notch. It's amazing. I probably ate 3 dinners every night, so good. Um, and another thing I didn't mention before is, like, there's different villages, and this is the place you're gonna wanna go with your really big families, because there are rooms that accommodate those really big families. The room I stayed in alone had a king bed, a pull-out, a bunk bed, and a trundle. You could fit like 6 people in the room. So it's just huge options, never-ending options of food, play, rooms, everything.
That's awesome. And that's a great point too, because I know sometimes it's hard to find an all-inclusive that is set out for older or for larger families. And so
Mhm.
it's good to know that you have that option. And the beautiful thing about all-inclusives is that if you want to eat 3 dinners, you totally can, right? Because
Yes, you
it's
can.
all included. Yeah. So you can do that. So, the last question that I will ask you ladies, and then we'll look over and see if we have any questions that have come in from those who are watching at home. But why should travelers book their beaches vacation through a travel agent as opposed to just booking it on the website?
Okay, so one thing that Holly just hit on that is so important. These resorts each have at least 20 categories of rooms each.
Yeah.
And we know those rooms. We're trained on the rooms. We tour the rooms. We've stayed in the rooms. What looks like a great room for your family online may be really far back from the beach and you don't realize that. That is something that we know. So if you say it's important for us to be able to walk out to the beach, then we know where we want to put you in that resort, even the small, even Ocho Rios. It's important to know. And something as big as Turks and Caicos, I mean, you could be anywhere. So I think that's one great reason to book with a travel agent is just the firsthand knowledge.
For
For
sure.
sure. Another thing that's really huge is our personal connection with the staff at all of these resorts. Um, our agency is really close with Sandals and Beaches. Um, I myself have been to all the beaches and most of the Sandals, and so I have a personal relationship with like the general managers and everything. And I'm gonna make sure and we're gonna make sure that you are taken care of while you are there.
Yeah. Holly
And
was
then
telling us before, I think you've only got 2 more and then you've hit the
Yes.
gamut. Yeah.
that's funny. And I would say too, even when you're not in the middle of a pandemic, it's so important to know what you need to travel. What documents do you have to have in
Yep.
hand to be able to get where you're supposed to go? I mean, especially in a pandemic, but even before that, it's so important. And it's so easy. If you miss one thing, you are not getting on that plane and you're not
Mhm.
making it to your destination. I mean, all of us as agents, we've all heard the stories and seen it firsthand. I have seen people turned away from Jamaica because they did not have the right authorization for their last trip. They didn't take that trip. So
Yeah.
obviously they didn't have a travel agent that told them what they
Right.
And
needed.
every different island has something different going on,
Yes,
so we
yes,
know which island goes with which requirements.
yes.
Yeah.
And we're kept up to date because it
Mhm.
changes all
Yeah.
the
It does.
time. It really does.
Yeah, it definitely does. And I think that, you've hit on such an important point is like you don't want to have paid all of this money and then show up to the airport and be like, "Oh, I can't get on the plane because I
Right.
don't have." I mean, can you imagine, very many things worse than that. I can't. So let's look over at our comments here and see that if we have had any questions come through. I think I saw a couple of comments. Oh, awesome. Well, hopefully we gave you a good overview there. All right. Hello. Thanks for watching. All right. Well, I think that that's it. Just keep in mind that if you are catching this after it's no longer live, we can, like, this video will live in this group forever. So if you come across it later, you can still post some questions in the comments and we will get a notification and we'll be able to come back and answer that for you. I think I answered a question on somebody's video that we did 3 or 4 months ago, just the other day. So this definitely is still a place that you can come to ask questions, even if you weren't able to join us live tonight. But for those of you who did, thank you so much for watching. We had a lot of fun chatting about these different resorts together. And if you'd like to get some information about planning a trip from any of the agents that you heard from tonight, our contact information is back at the beginning of the video if you joined us later. And just keep in mind that our planning services are completely free if you book your vacation through us, and that it doesn't cost any extra to book through us as opposed to booking that trip yourself online. We do book everything from all-inclusive resorts to cruises to theme park vacations and beyond. So definitely reach out if you're thinking about planning a trip. Next week, we are going to be in our Universal Orlando group, and we're going to be giving an overview of the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. So if you are a Harry Potter fan, if you have been thinking about maybe doing the Orlando theme parks, definitely jump over to that Universal Orlando group. Join it if you're not already a member and join us for that video. But thanks again for watching us tonight, and we hope to see you again next Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern for another episode of Sundays with MMT. Bye, everybody.
Bye.